Welcome to a very special Throwin Wrenches Christmas.
Ho, 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 ho.
On this episode of Throwin Wrenches,
It's Christmas, so, we've got something up our red velvet jacket and puffy white sleeves.
how about cars and Christmas? It's like peanut butter and chocolate.
What will our top 3 Christmas movie cars be in our annual festive lists?
All that and more on this episode of Throwin Wrenches.
Merry Christmas.
Oh no, I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing technical...
Do you hear that, Daryl? They
I
say
do.
every time a bell rings, an angel gets his wings.
Well,
Or is that every time a bug hits a dagmar, an angel gets his wing?
maybe. Do you know you can buy those bells from, what is it? It's a Wonderful Life?
No.
Yeah.
The actual bells?
The actual bells. The company, it's like some small company like Nantucket or Connecticut that makes them.
I'm sure. I'll bet they're a bargain.
Oh, yeah, they're ridiculous. Nickel-plated and, a family heirloom to be passed down.
Right.
Do you have a lot of bells to be rung upstairs?
No. Have you ever rung the bells for the Salvation Army?
No.
What?
No. I'm a terrible human.
You are a terrible human being.
Is that still a thing? We
It
don't
is-
see
it
them
is
anymore.
It definitely is.
Okay.
You don't see it anymore. What, you just don't go to Walmart?
What do people do? People go to malls. People is retail
Way to
still
go.
a thing?
Bah, humbug.
I don't
I'm
know.
Daryl Scott.
I just hit click add to cart and it shows
Get
up.
the biggest turkey in Mr.
Mr. Gower's drugstore. All right. Well, it is our official Christmas episode, and we are so glad you're with us because it just wouldn't be the same this time of year without you folks.
No, it wouldn't. And if it's Christmas, we got something up our puffy white sleeves, right?
Always.
No. So in years past, and it starts to become a little bit of a game now in our head to try and figure out something that's new and fresh.
Yeah,
We've
yeah.
done our favorite car movies.
Yep.
I'm trying to think.
The 12 EVs of Christmas.
That was a great episode.
That was a good one.
Did we do a song, like Christmas songs or something?
Yeah. We did a Christmas playlist with our favorite tunes.
That's right. Yeah. We've had some fun ones over the years. So when we keep trying to come up with ideas and not repeat anything, I was very happy when Daryl said, I have an idea this year. Let's come up with our favorite cars from Christmas movies.
Is that obscure?
It seemed obscure until I started thinking about it. I'm like, wait a second. There are a lot of cars in Christmas movies, aren't there?
Yeah, there's quite a few. And even ones that aren't like, quote unquote, a main character, right? They're there. They're present.
Yeah.
And they become kind of a thing. I mean, none of us picked this, so I can say this, but like Cousin Eddie's RV. That there is an RV, Clark. Like, that's cool. That's something someone remembers. I think there's even, like, models of that.
Oh, yeah. You can go to Menards, I think, and you get, like, a little one to put around your, in your, what with those little displays. What do you call that stuff when they got, the whole village, a Christmas village?
Yeah, whatever that is.
Yeah, whatever that
I was
going to
say nativity scene, but
your grandma does, and you're going to be stuck with it someday, and you'll be like,
Sure.
what do I do with Grandma's Cousin Eddie Pooper's full thing?
Yeah, I can't get rid of it. It's an heirloom.
It's an heirloom. Yeah. She paid $12.99 at Menards for it.
But that kind of thing. I mean, everybody has their favorite Christmas movies, and somehow a lot of them have a car woven somewhere in the fabric of that.
Yeah. So that said, in this episode, you're going to hear some fabulous ideas. Now, we only did 3.
Yeah.
Which I was surprised. I probably could come up with 5 or 6, but I think 3 was probably a generous list because we're still going to talk about some other stuff. We still got a car of the week, still got some projects, still got a Spotify comment. Hey, look at that.
How about that?
Man, I tell you what, my grandma guilt it's on fleek right now.
You do the guilt trip quite well, my friend.
Yeah. I don't see much on iTunes or anywhere else, but we'll take it. Now, you have had some conversations. You guys are going back and forth on that Fiero.
Yeah. Yeah, our buddy Danny, you and your daughter should get a little Christmas gift in the mail. There's some swag heading your way.
Oh, nice.
Here's the thing. It took me a while to find the right envelope for it. And also I'm lazy, so I had my wife do it. But love you, Sarah. She actually found an envelope. She's like, you can just go to the post office, idiot, and get it yourself. So you should get that hopefully in time for Christmas. But yeah, we've been interacting with some
Thank
folks.
God for women, right?
Oh gosh, yes. And of course, Todd, our longtime listener and friend Todd, he keeps us posted. We're always in communication. There's some regulars that we like to to keep in touch with over time. But if you want to hit us up, info@throwinwrenches.com. We'll throw that out there. We'll put it again at the end.
Absolutely. And that said, we had a 90-minute pre-show before the show where we talked about all great things Christmas related, and maybe talked a little bit about other stuff off the cuff as we normally do on the pre-show. So I think this year, as a Christmas present to everybody, we're going to let that pre-show episode be free so everybody can tune in and listen to it. So
Beautiful.
Do not be offended, and do not be riding in the car with your kids and Eric drops like a little bit of a swear word or something like that, and then be aghast and go, "Oh my God!
How dare he? How dare he?"
I'm never listening again.
Canceled.
Yeah. Now let's put on Rogan, kids.
Yeah, we don't get offended easily.
All right, so we did have a Spotify comment from 10 days ago, and this is from Danny Spot On. I'm thinking maybe that's the same Danny we were just talking about. Great episode as usual. This is about the Jake Irish episode.
Oh, yeah.
Fun to hear from your guest, Mr. Irish, again. And I always love the cars of the week. Like you both, I am always imagining a virtual purchase of a great new project, or even more likely, a great deal on an offbeat new daily driver. Keep on keeping on. Thanks, Danny.
Very nice. Got some applause there. Some thunderous applause from our live studio audience.
Yep. Very much appreciated.
Wonderful. So that last show, it was fun to hear. We actually listened to that on Thanksgiving, coming back from my folks. So we tuned in and listened to Jacob talk about that.
Your wife is a saint. You know that?
She loves it. She actually will be like, "Hey, we haven't heard your show in a while," which is like a subtle hint, like, "Hey, Eric and Daryl haven't recorded a show in a while."
You know, my wife says things like that all the time. Like, when are you and Daryl going to record? Because she likes to watch TV with her friend upstairs while you and I are doing the show. This is going to drive everybody nuts, but the sound machine didn't get charged. I can't do my sound effects.
Did it need to be charged from the last time?
Apparently.
Are you using your sound machine that often?
No, but I'm a little weepy-eyed right now because
just hook up a Milwaukee 12-volt to it. Bzz, fried. That is okay. So he is charging it up right now, folks. This is the sound machine.
It won't be in enough time. I'm just you know what?
The show's over.
China has let me down. China's let me down.
What's
the whole country?
It's not Temu. Oh, that was what she asked. The last show you kept referencing something you bought off Shine.
Oh yeah, she bought
Sheen or
Angela bought some pants.
Okay,
but apparently if you buy pants on Shine, you can't return them. So we learned a valuable life lesson that day. If you can buy fashion pants for $19.
I mean, what kind of pants are we?
I don't know. They were jeans for her, and she put them on. She's like, I don't really like the way these look. Can you return them? I'm like, oh yeah, you can return everything. And I get back on the website, and they're like, oh, yeah, we don't accept returns. Like, what's that all about?
That's why it was $14 with free shipping.
Anyway,
hey, remember J.C. Penney, where you're like, I don't like this, and like, sure, here's your money back.
Yeah.
Satisfaction guaranteed.
Oh, you should see Angela at Costco. Every 2 years, she's there with a Dyson thing that she paid too much for, turning it in for another one after buying another one. My wife is running the largest kite scam ever on Costco, on Dyson. I'm like, it's not even the same model, and you just,
I'll have to try that.
Just buy the warranty. If it's gonna blow up in 2 or 3 years, you should have just bought the warranty for $50 and been done with it.
I guess so. But I always feel that's one of those checkout things. Would you like the extended warranty? No, I'm good.
Like, how much commission's he making on this?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's probably getting $20 spiff every time he sells a warranty.
Meanwhile, it's a poor kid at Menards.
Yeah.
And the warranty he's adding on.
He got fired because he didn't sell enough warranties. Well, Billy,
we need to talk about your numbers.
Your penetration. Yeah, great. All right. So, with that said, there are no sound effects. It is time for that time of the show where I talk about projects.
Love it.
Projects. All right. That wasn't nearly as much fun, and you're going to look forward to the sound machine next time, okay?
It needs more echo.
It does. All right. So I sent Daryl and Jake some pictures of my project last weekend. It was
You did.
It was our Japanese toilet. The pump has exploded on it. I bought it at Home Depot 18 months ago. And
by the way, not the weirdest texts and pictures you've sent.
But close.
But up there.
Well, I mean, it wasn't a dirty toilet.
Because I think it came in under the auspice of, guess what I'm working on today, or guess what this is.
And so you're probably like, oh, he's probably working on breakfast. It's 9 a.m. on Sunday.
Yeah, it was early in the morning, and I think, what was my first guess was like, it's a washer machine, fill valve or something.
Because I sent you a picture of the pump. That's right.
Yeah. And you're like, nope, close. And then did you send emojis?
I said more personal, and then I showed a picture of the toilet, yes.
Yeah. So it was, okay, that's how I woke up last Saturday. Go ahead, continue.
Yeah, anyway, we have this cool Japanese toilet. We had it for like 18 months. Got it at Home Depot, and just not flushing, not doing the job because it's tankless. It's all electronic. You press a button, boom, it flushes. How does it do that? It's got to be magic because it's not holding any water. And I'm on some kind of a well system. So how does it generate enough water? Well, it's got this pump that cues up all this pressure and then it goes, and then over the last 18 months, it's somehow just gone like that. And then and you're literally flushing like 5 times every time just to flush.
Yeah.
So I did what everybody does. I groveled to the manufacturer and I said, Haro, that's who makes the toilet, Horo, Horow. I said, hey, I got the toilet 18 months ago. Can I said, I'll buy the pump. Whatever you do. And they're like, oh, well, tell you what, if you just write us a decent review on HomeDepot.com, we'll just send you the pump for free.
Pay to play. A little payola scandal.
Fair enough, because I never gave them a review, right? Mm-hmm. Had I given them a review a year ago, glowing, which I would have a year ago, maybe they would have given it to me for free. But they said, you know what? This is our compensation. And I'm down with that because, I'll take something for free.
Did you have to screenshot the review? Did you do that? Because some places have done that to me.
It was a little bit like that. They said, we're going to wait for the review. Send us actually, I think they did say send us a screenshot. And I said it didn't show up. And then they said, oh, we saw it. We're good. And so they sent it to me. But they sent it to me with no directions.
I'm going to look up the Home Depot site. Hold on. Go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. They sent, literally, I get a brown box in the mail. And it just has a pump in it. And it's got like a 3-valve pump. It's got an inlet. And it's got 2 jets on the sides of it. It looks like a science fiction device. And I'm like...
a science fiction device you sit on.
Well, I pulled the lid off the toilet, and I looked. I'm like, this thing is buried under 1,000,000 wires, a couple hoses, and there's like 5 fasteners just to get the lid... 5 electronic fasteners to release just to get the lid off the toilet, and then start digging into all the wires and all the relays and everything just to get this pump out. Not to mention, you have to get under the toilet and disconnect all the water lines and stuff like that. So
it's like a whole morning ordeal.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
oh yeah. And so then I put it all together, and now this is a Japanese toilet. The bidet has no water. What's that all about? The bidet works, but it's just dry. Nothing's
like the supply lines jacked up or something.
I'm like, what's going on there? So then I'm thinking, well, the connectors. Daryl, I obviously put all the connectors wrong, so let me go back, trace all that stuff. As a matter of fact, I took a picture of it like a month ago and I took it apart the first time. Let me go back to that picture from a month ago and check and see where all the connectors were at.
Oh, boy.
This is why you take pictures. Do you do that on your old cars?
I do, yeah. Before I touch it, I'm going to take all these pictures.
Genius idea, and I was thankful I did because that I looked, okay, everything's fine. So then I thought, I slept on it overnight on Saturday night. Sunday morning, here's what I did. I know what I did. It's got those little 1/4-inch rubber line or like PVC lines. They have like L brackets. Maybe I pushed it in too far, and now the water can't get through over to the bidet pump.
Okay.
So I took it all back apart, went to the water supply line, loosened up the fasteners and all that stuff. Still nothing. Okay. I literally took this thing apart 3 times, and then I finally figured out that the pump that they sent me wasn't manufactured with an open port to go to the bidet pump. I took a drill, and I opened it up.
Cleared the way?
Yeah, I did, because I was like blowing through the lines with my mouth at that point, just trying to figure out what's going on here.
This is clean, by the way.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's on the clean water side. This isn't in the toilet side. Okay. Sorry, this story's got a little weird.
No.
So then
just want to
I have lines disconnected everywhere. And I'm like, okay, this is good. I got it all in there. And I turned on the water supply, and then all of a sudden, water just sprays all over me because I hadn't connected one of the other water lines, and I just sat there in the bathroom and I just started laughing. I'm just like giggling. I'm like,
was Mrs. Stahl in the vicinity?
No,
okay,
no. I'm just like, I think this is like that Money Pit spot where like Tom Hanks just like loses his mind.
He does the maniacal
I did. I was like, ah!
It's just like losing your mind.
And so, long story short, it's mostly fixed. It still has a little problem. I think I'm in the home stretch, but at least things are spraying and washing and doing as they should. So we just got a little bit more fine tuning to do because I'm not an expert at tearing down a toilet and rebuilding it. But I'll tell you this: after this experience, I'm much closer than the average bear.
I think I found your review.
Yeah.
Is it called "Lots of Features and Great Design"?
Maybe.
This is our first smart toilet. And I think we picked the best one. Is this you?
Maybe.
You have a picture?
Is a picture with our grass paper wallpaper with the
This is totally you.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. The design is clean with minimal lights and gizmos to distract from the bathroom decor. That said, there are a ton of functions on this toilet. All can be controlled by the one knob or the remote. Again, less is more in this design, and I like it. I will say, if you've never had a heated seat in your bathroom, you don't know what you're missing! Exclamation point.
Yeah, true story.
That's awesome. Aw, look at you. Well, I'm glad they kind of made it right. I hope you're able to,
I mean, ultimately, to get a smart toilet for like $5.99.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
It is. So I like it. I think it was testing the waters. I'll tell you this. I'll never not have a smart toilet in my house again. It's a wonderful thing. So
You're a believer.
I am. Okay. And so it's funny because a friend of mine was like, "Oh, you went to Italy, so you're all about the bidet." No. Whatever's going on in the bathroom in Italy is not the same thing as what's going on in Japan.
No.
As a matter of fact, I talked to one of my relatives and I said, "What is this whole this tub that's next to the toilet?" I'm sorry, folks. I know you tuned into a car show. We're going
to bidet talk.
Yes, bidet
it's
talk.
It's a new segment we're trying out.
And he said, going to the bathroom in Italy is more of a process.
It's an experience.
There is definitely. It's not about saving time. Matter of fact, when you go to the bathroom in Italy, you probably are taking your shoes and your pants off.
You're disappearing.
You're doing the whole thing for a little bit. Yeah. In Japan, it's all compacted into one design. So
super efficient.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. No, I can see that.
So no, this has nothing to do with going to Europe or anything like this. This has everything to do with the Japanese and the Chinese lifestyle. Maybe I don't know.
I appreciate your candor, and I've been looking since this conversation. I've been pricing bidets out myself, so I might ask Santa Claus for one, maybe a Honda.
Oh God. Anyway, all right. So that's the big project was going on in the house. Now we did talk the last time when Jake was here. I was heading back to Italy for Thanksgiving. Had that trip. The weather was garbage. We were flying into Rome. I talked to the hotel that I wanted to go to. I actually said, hey, I'd like to just condense my reservations down to like 3 days instead of 9 days. Never heard a word from them. And so I still had the offer on the table to cancel the reservation 100%. So I did that. Literally 3 days before the trip, I nuked my entire reservation system.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
That's bold flavor, Cotton.
Crazy. So
what'd you do?
We got a rental whatever the airport's called there, right when you land in Rome. And I booked a room in Naples, and then I booked a room in Benevento, which is just like an hour outside of Naples. So, actually, that's not true. That was the second night, third night. The first night was in Gaeta. I can't remember. I never can remember. Aiden makes fun of me because I can't remember the first night. Anyway, it's a resort town south of Rome, about 2 hours. It's just about an hour out of Naples. And I knew it was off season, so it was kind of cool. It was on the beach. Maybe you saw a video of Aiden brushing his teeth, looking at the waves.
Yeah.
So we drove, an hour and a half south of Rome and did that. But anyway, I picked a couple hotels, and I literally did it like I was cruising the United States. And that is risky because they don't have Best Westerns. They don't have Holiday Inns.
Well, yeah, you can't just pull off and be like, I think we're done for the day.
Yeah.
Find a room.
It doesn't work that way. So you kind of have to book ahead. So I booked 3 days ahead. And then I kind of left us out in the wind because I knew that after the third day we were going to drive through the mountains. And so we went down to Naples, cut into the middle of the boot, basically at the, what's the lump on this? Your ankle. Cut over at the ankle and just started heading north through the mountains.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, and so there's a famous town called Simona, and then there's Picentro, which is right next to it. It's a nice little town. And then my family's area, Beffi, and L'Aquila and Tivoli and all that kind of comes up on the east side of Rome. So we kind of made our way up to L'Aquila and then down to Tivoli. Dude, I'm going to tell you what. The snow had fallen, and the weather was garbage in Naples. It rained and rained on us.
I saw a lot of your pictures did have, you guys are rocking the raincoats and stuff.
I don't mind that. As a matter of fact, I think some of my pictures in the rain are like my favorite pictures because it's just like this is honest.
Yeah.
When you're in a sunshiny place and the sun's out and there's no clouds,
it looks like a commercial or something.
It doesn't make for a good photo.
Yeah.
But Naples was just gritty and dark and rainy, and by 4:30 it's dark anyway because it's wintertime.
So where'd you stay that second night?
Second night was in Naples. It was literally right next to the metro station on the east side of town. beautiful, beautiful little hotel that's built in like the 5th floor of an old building. Had one of those. Actually, we stayed in 2 places on this trip that had those old wire elevators, like you see like in the old movies.
Oh yeah.
Oh God, it was great.
With like the accordion doors.
Yes, yeah. As a matter of fact, Angela got stuck in one the next day. It was great. Yeah, she was not happy. The guy and the Italian guy who had to like get her out with the key and like open up the chain link behind. She's like, I'm gonna be stuck in here all day. And
it's an ordeal.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great little hotel, and it was just like the fanciest little place. Looked right over the train station. I took a picture of my coffee. It was nice.
This now, just for folks who are not familiar, this is your 4th trip to Italy? 3rd?
That's my 3rd in the last 3 years. But yeah, I think we've been there a time before. I know we've been there a time before. I guess it'd be 4 times. Yeah.
And Angela and Aiden, they've gone with every time, right?
No, Angela's been with me every time. Aiden now is 3 times.
So he's gone a few.
And we're going back in March. So
wow,
yeah,
good for you.
For spring break. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're taking my mom and dad who've never been there. Taking my brother and my sister-in-law never been there. Taking my sister who's never been there.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So now you kind of know the lay of the land. You've been there.
And this was a test to get a rental car in Rome or in Italy and drive the countryside. It's not that hard. I'm gonna tell you this: when I was younger, a 20-something, and we drove in England and got off the airplane at Heathrow and got a rental car at Heathrow and had to drive out to the Cotswolds. Actually stayed on like Burford and those towns where Clarkson's Farm is filmed at now. We had paper maps.
Yeah.
It was a disaster.
Yeah.
Angela's yelling, I'm yelling, and we're just like flipping the map around, trying to figure out the roundabouts.
A little different scene back then.
Now, I got on, I put a note on this. Ubigi, U-B-I-G-I, is like a website you go to. You download a cellular SIM, and you just do the eSIM on your phone.
Yeah.
And boom, I have cellular data. I have cellular data, but it's not a phone number, and it doesn't do my texting.
Okay.
But boom, I can have all my GPS going. I can have my apps going. I can be on WhatsApp,
stuff.
Facebook, all that stuff.
Yeah.
And I can drive around the countryside with unlimited data for $30 for a week or whatever it was.
Yeah, that ain't bad.
No. And
coverage is good. You didn't have any issues or anything.
So I had Apple CarPlay in the Renault I got. So once
what was your rental? What was your rental?
It was a Renault Clio.
It's a little tiny hatchback?
Yeah. No, it was a little 4-door. I guess it was a hatch. It was a 4-door hatch.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little car with a 5-speed manual. And I was down with that. I'm like, this is great.
Yeah, at least they're
awesome.
still putting manuals over there.
Yeah.
That's great.
Dude, no horsepower, no guts in this thing. I'm in the mountains after we got through Benevento and went up to Simona. I'm in 3rd gear just trying to get the guts out of this thing. It's like, if you see an orange one, that's exactly the one we had.
Yeah, I'm going to pull the specs and see how much power we got.
Yeah, if that thing had 120 horsepower, I'd be shocked.
Let me see here.
Yeah. Aiden was up front because he always gets car sick, so Angela sat in the back the whole time. But it had enough space for our luggage and for the 3 of us, no problem at all. Had to park at every town we went to. That's a little bit. I'm telling you this. It's the one thing that's different than the United States. United States, you pull into a hotel, there's just parking out front. You go to Naples, you got to find, there's like a seedy car garage.
Car park.
Yeah, got to go there. And people freak out because you got to give them your keys because they're constantly moving your cars around because they're so packed and they're so tight, trying to move things around. So you read the reviews on Google, and people are like, oh, they took my keys. I don't trust them and stuff like that. I'm like, just shut up, tourists.
That's how it was when we stayed in New Orleans. And, being a Midwestern guy, I'm like, I don't trust this. And they're like, no, they're literally parking in a parking garage in between 2 buildings in an alley that was built in 17-something. Like, that's how it is over there.
Yeah, they're keeping your keys.
Yeah, they don't care. Yeah. And by the way, when you need to get your car, you want someone else's car moved.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm looking at this thing here. It is a 1-liter petrol engine or a 1.6-liter hybrid. Was yours a hybrid at all? Or no.
No. It was
1-liter, 3-cylinder. Guess how much horsepower that Clio put out?
92.
90, man. Good job.
Yeah, all right.
Good job.
I can see it.
0 to 60 in 12.2. But it said it gets 55 miles per gallon.
I will tell you this. I put 1 full tank of gas in that car, and I drove it like 800 kilometers.
You drove the hell out of it?
I did. We drove in the mountains. And so the biggest thing to me was because the weather was garbage, like I was starting to say, in Naples. It rained like crazy. In Benevento, it rained quite a bit. And as we got up into the mountains, it was snowing. It was snowing a lot. And so I kept seeing all these signs for chains. I don't have any chains. I'm like, oh man, what am I going to do? Because I planned this route to go north up through the mountains up to Lagula and then cut left. I've been to Lagula. I've been to Tivoli. I kind of know this area.
Been through the land, yeah.
Yeah, but if I get stuck halfway up through Simona
with a rental,
I don't know where I'm going to go. And now I've driven an hour and a half, 2 hours into the mountains just to get turned around.
yeah.
I'm sitting there the whole time like this is my heart. I'm like, oh, it's no problem. And I'm looking and I'm seeing like the clouds up in the mountains. I'm seeing the white on all the tops of the mountains where it had snowed.
Yeah.
I'm like freaking out. And
by the way, wife and son looking at you like, hey, Dad knows what's up.
No, I just played it cool the whole time. Yeah.
It's sweating bullets. We're going to die.
Like, it's all good. We're just going over here to Simona. It's going to be great.
Here's me being stupid. So I'm looking through. I know like the Alps are like up in Milan and further further north. What mountain range is this? Do you know?
So I think that's the Gran Sasso is what they call that area. It's the they have a lot of national parks in that area of the Abruzzo.
Gotcha.
And but I think Gran Sasso is the mountain range that goes through there.
Like national parks and stuff.
Yeah.
And then how are the roads? I mean, is it 2-lane, windy, picturesque? I mean,
so it was funny when I got into Naples. Dude, the roads are overgrown. There's like weeds growing. The interstate, you would think going into Chicago, you're like taking the interstate into a town. You pull into Naples in the interstate, and they literally like the weeds are growing into the road. It's so weird.
Huh.
But I guess I'd have to see what the population of Naples is. But we literally pulled right into town, no problem. I didn't mind the drive there, and even driving in Rome, I drove around the Colosseum. Because at one point, that's where the road took me, which makes no sense how that could be the most convenient way ever.
Mm-hmm.
But everything moved pretty decently. You just have to know to get your nose in all the time. So all those people do is just keep pushing their car into you everywhere. And as long as you do that, you're going to get wherever you need to go.
3 million, by the way. 3 million in Naples.
Okay, that's a decent-sized town.
It's a good chunk.
It is. The interstate's out in the country, in the mountains.
Yeah.
Beautiful, and there's tunnels like crazy. I'm just shocked by the amount of tunnels they have through the mountains. In the United States, I go through like 1 or 2 tunnels out in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
There in that part of Italy, I probably went through 20 tunnels.
Interesting.
Yeah. And just cutting through them. And that was the best part because I'm like, okay, I'm not actually going over this mountain and getting into snow. I'm going through these mountains all the time. And that happened
dangerous.
a lot.
Yeah. As far as, road, I mean, you've done tons of road trips here in the States. What's the difference if you are in an interstate and you're making some time? I mean, they don't have giant like travel plazas and stuff, do they? Or like places to pull off and have.
There was more than I would have expected. I actually, that was my biggest fear. That's why I filled up in Naples because I was really scared that actually I filled up in Benevento because I was still over half a tank by the time I drove down from Rome. Is it Gaeta to Naples to Benevento?
That little 3-cylinder just sipping gas
Dude,
the whole
it was
time.
crazy. It never used gas. I was just like, this is nuts.
That's good, though.
But with kilometers, I could never really tell how far I'd gone. I just knew we drove an hour here. We drove, like the first night we drove 2 hours. And we drove like an hour hour and a half to Naples along the coast, which was a beautiful, fun drive. And then Benevento was an hour drive in the mountains, winding country roads and stuff like that. And I still was over half tank. It made no sense whatsoever.
Yeah.
You
like kind of like wish you had one here?
A little bit. Not really. I mean, I wouldn't, as a daily, I could see that car, but it's
horribly underpowered.
A little bit. But you're only doing 50 kilometers. Do it a lot of times when you're out in the country. It's the equivalent of driving 45 miles an hour a lot of times.
Yeah, you're not really
like you're doing 60 kilometers per hour. You're like, oh, that's great. 45 miles an hour.
Yeah.
You're in America, if you were driving a small car and you're doing 45 on the interstate, guess what? You'd be getting 50 miles a gallon as well. So I think that's a little bit of an illusion. So I found gas in Benevento and we went up the mountains. Then we got to Simona. Fortunately, Simona was closed. Simona is this beautiful little town in the mountains, and you can look it up and see there's markets, there's beautiful squares. It's very historical. But it was a Thursday afternoon, and everything was shut down. It was some days in some of those towns, they just literally say at noon, everything shuts down.
Yeah, we're done.
Yeah. And that's what happened there. So got to Picentro, went to a tower, looked at some historical stuff, and then I'm like, all right, well, now we're going to go to Rocco Colosio, which is a castle that was in Lady Hawk, and I think it was in a couple other movies. It's up in the mountains. it's very picturesque. I said if we get there, this is my Hail Mary shot. We'll get there.
Get some good pictures and
and,
stuff.
and we literally got there at like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And at the last like 4 switchbacks, it turned to like just veins of tires going through snow.
Oh, it came down that much.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh man, I don't know. And as I backed up in the parking spot, the tires were spinning just to get back in the spot. I'm like, okay. So we walked up, and I don't know if you saw the pictures from that, but that place, I mean, I literally, if we would have stayed there like another 10 minutes, we would have had the magic hour with the clouds turning orange. Aiden was all bitter with me. But dude, we're standing there. I'm like, there's clouds coming in. The clouds are like standing at the same level as us.
And in the mountains, you can see those fronts coming.
Yeah. And I'm like, is it snowing below us? Am I going to get in the car and then find out there's like a foot of snow down? I don't know what's down there. And I'm driving a front-wheel drive car, a Renault. It's getting dark. We still got to go another hour to our hotel.
It's time to go, kids. Let's get in the car.
But
there is a little stressful. Like, there's part of you that's like, oh, I want to be in the moment. This is fun. Everybody's digging this,
Yes.
But then there's part of you that's practical. Like, there's so many variables here. Let's get home.
And that's where my head's at.
Yeah.
And I was like stress. To Aiden, it's like, what's the big deal? I'm like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of big deal going on right now because I don't know.
I want to make sure I get down off this mountain.
Yeah, when I say it's going to be 3 hours to our hotel, you're all going to be like freaking out and biting my head off, right? Mm-hmm. As it turned out, it was fine going downhill, and we end up going. God, we went through some beautiful hillside villages. So we're all closed down for the season. It's just too cold, but they're all at higher elevation. That was 4,000 feet where we were at, but there were some lower spots. And I'm going through these towns. I'm like, this is crazy. I mean,
just gorgeous.
Yeah, the stuff. I mean, everything you're looking at is like 2,000 years old, 1,500 years old, and you're like, it's cool, but it's also. I had this conversation at the work Christmas party. One of the guys I know through a friend of an employee, his family, the Antoninis, left Italy, and they were from like an hour north of Rome, and they were coal miners in Pekin. My family left from basically 2 hours west of Rome or east of Rome. They were coal miners in Fairbury.
Okay.
And I watched this movie on Amazon the other day. It was Feast of Seven Fishes, and it takes place like in Ohio River Valley. And they talk about coal miners in Italy and stuff like that, how they came here. These people all left these spots 100 years ago because there was nothing. I mean, people weren't coming to Picentro to be, checking out the towers and stuff like that. They couldn't even feed their families. There was nothing there. So
sure.
it's we can idolize it. We can like, man, this is beautiful. It's beautiful. It doesn't support, a lifestyle. It doesn't make your family, something better. So it was just a lot of it as you drive through, like, cool, awesome. They left it, and the fact that it's still here is amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and it gives you appreciation for the folks that did come over and start a new life here in America because it's leaving everything you ever knew behind, including, the country that you came from. And you're like, I'm gonna try this gamble here in this other country and see how that works.
And work my butt off.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting.
And so for me to go back and be like, oh man, look at this, so quaint, it's so cute. I'm gonna buy a sticker from Picentro,
It's a little souvenir. Yeah.
It's really weird. I love travel, for a lot of reasons, but sometimes when you're doing it that close to the family type thing, it hits a little harder. So it's fun. It was a proper road trip. It was really just the whole point of that trip for me was just to do a road trip in a manual trans. Can I drive in Italy?
You're darn right you can.
I can do it. So
you're going back in March?
Yeah.
Or May?
We're going to take March.
Yeah. And you're taking more of the fam, so you can kind of be like the tour guide a little bit.
That's kind of the goal. So
cool.
Like I said, my folks haven't been there before. My brother had been there, and my sister. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, man. It's fun. I'm glad I'm getting my son a little link there. So we'll see what happens from here.
Well, good.
More post-show, pre-show material, but it's just you idolize family, you idolize places when you go on vacation. Like, oh, I could live here, I could do this.
Yeah, sell everything and move here.
Yeah, these people are better. But then when you spend more time with them, now it's like my fifth visit. You're like, oh, this part of the family hates this other part of the family because they got a problem here. You're like, wait a second,
this is just like here. There's no different. The only thing is different is like the language and where they get their mail delivered. That's it.
It's the same thing. I told my uncle when I came home, like, why don't I invest more time just, spending time with my closer family?
I mean, you see them all the time, right? You can bicker overseas and bicker in a different language. It's fun.
We can. It's the same thing as like, why don't you live in your hometown?
Yeah.
because I don't want to have to live. I don't have to like live through the excuses of my youth in my hometown. If I go to Italy when I'm 50, I'm a clean slate.
Nobody knows you.
Exactly.
They don't know.
Exactly.
You don't know who you are. It's fine. You know what? I'm glad. I'm glad you guys had a wonderful trip, and it's good to. You've always been an advocate for like, don't just sit around your hotel room, or don't just sit at the resort, or don't just
no.
Oh, I walked around where we're staying. Get out, rent a car,
Dude,
take
even
a
if
bus.
it's dumping rain.
Yeah.
Just get out and, I mean, the locals have to deal with rain. Why can't you deal with rain?
And you've checked so many different places off of the list of places to go. And that's what it's about. It's about experiences. The older you get, the more people appreciate being, hey, remember that time when?
Yeah.
As opposed to, remember that thing I threw in a dumpster?
Dude, Aiden and I, we got hammered one night. So we were in Rome, our first night in Rome, and Angela was just tired. She's like, you guys go out, get dinner, do whatever. I'm gonna sit here and read a book and just take a nap.
Okay.
Go to bed. I'm like, okay. So I looked everything up on the phone. I'm like looking up by cost and menus, stuff like that. I'm like, oh, there's one over here, right, 2 blocks away. Let's go check it out. So we go walk over, and we're looking at the menu outside, and we're not in a really touristy place where we got this hotel. I'd really got this hotel because it was close to a car park. It was on the far eastern side of Rome, not a normal place where we stay. And this big bald guy comes out. He goes, "Where are you from?" And I said, "Oh,
They made you for tourists.
yeah,
right
yeah,
away,
oh yeah, he knew." Yeah. And I said, "Oh, we're from the States. Where from?" And I said, "Chicago." We just say Chicago at this point. Yeah. "Oh, Michael Jordan, Chicago Bulls." And I'm like, "Okay, yeah." He goes, "Come in, have dinner here with us tonight." I'm like, "Okay, whatever." That's all. We didn't need much inspiration. So we get in there, and of course you pick your antipasta, and I can't remember the names of dishes because I'm not in the mode. But you have all these different sequences of how you order your food there. So you get the appetizer, the pasta, the meat, and the dessert, and all that stuff. And so, of course, we're ordering carbonara, and we got a caprese salad, and we got a bottle of the house wine. And Negronis. We got 2 Negronis. But his Negronis he didn't serve them in like a proper goblet. He served them in like a wine glass.
Okay,
and they were strong, man. It was just like gin. Is it Drambuie? What do you put in a...
I don't know. I know what they are. I've never made one, so I have no clue.
Okay, well, anyway, they were strong. They were belters.
So you're feeling pretty
high
and mighty.
And then he threw some limoncello at us. And then,
that's
when it was all said and done, he brought out grappa.
Limoncello and grappa.
Oh, my God.
Good night, nurse.
Oh, we were hammered. We were walking back to the hotel.
Were you singing in Italian on the way back?
Maybe. I don't even remember. I think we stopped at a crepe shop on the way. If we did, I didn't eat anything, but Aiden got a crepe, and I may have got a tiramisu. I don't remember.
Nice.
But it was great. It was, okay, and to boil it down to, it was a moment. It was fun. We spent 79 euros on a stupid dinner.
Sure.
With some drinks, and him and I talked about stuff. And could we do that here in the States? We probably could, but instead, it takes us getting 4,000 miles from home to sit down and talk about college and talk about life and and to have a little bit of fun.
Yeah.
And have a moment which we would never do here.
No.
So that to me is worth more than spending money on this or that. That's why I travel. I have more fun having experiences and spending time with my family like that. So it was good.
It's what you should do. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Our time is limited on this earth. It's our commodity, Daryl. Use our time wisely.
Very true.
All right. So have you been using your time wisely?
Not too bad. I did something I didn't put in the notes here. The big news is I got in a fender bender. Well, I didn't. Well, yes, I did. But
that isn't big news. That's terrible news.
Guy, I think I mentioned the last show, maybe. Guy backed into me in the Starbucks parking lot. Not cool. Not fun. He also didn't have insurance. Great.
So were you in your car and he like...
It was in Sarah's car, the Highlander, unfortunately.
And so you felt like the thump?
Yeah, I was waiting in line. I actually pulled over. Every new Starbucks now, it's such a small parking lot.
They all suck.
And they're terrible. So I actually scooted over so that the people backing out to get the to-go orders had room to back out. A lot of times the drive-in folks block those people in so you can't back out until the drive-through moves. And at Starbucks, in the morning, it doesn't move.
No.
So I actually moved over. This dude was in a little Chevy Trax, and he just starts backing up. And I said, he's not going to hit me. There's no way this guy's going to hit me. right into the back passenger side rear door. And it wasn't a hard hit, but it was enough to buckle the panel right on the body line, and wasn't good. And so we did the whole thing, exchanged whatever, and lovely, lovely thing. So I took the thing in to get an estimate at the body shop, and they're like, yeah, we're going to put a door skin on it. So they did, and it took about 5 to 7 days, I forget. And because we have so many cars, we didn't even bother with a rental and all that other stuff. Like, we'll make it easy on them.
See, that's a scam I'm going to run on mine. I'm gonna charge them for the rental I took.
You should.
Yeah. Even though I have 7 cars to choose from.
Well, I mean, there's part of me that probably should have done that. But the thing of it is, we got the Highlander back, and they did a decent enough job, all right? In the words of my wife, I'm not, quote, driving a hoopty, unquote. So,
wow.
It needed to get fixed and fast. But here's the thing. When I picked it up, and you've had work done at body shops, there's some that do a really good job. They're very thorough. And others, you get it back, and the inside, it's full of dust, sand, Bondo dust, a filler. It's got that lovely smell where it's been in a body shop for a week. This thing it was everywhere. There was like body shop dust all over the place, to a point where like it was clean on the outside, but the inside, I'm like, I don't want to drive in this thing. Mm-hmm. This thing sucks. So we had to clean it up. There were like feet marks, like footprints on the leather seats and stuff, where they were probably either sanding or wiping stuff down, or I don't even know. I'm like, dude, does anybody take pride in their work anymore? I mean, it doesn't need to be spick and span. It's not perfect when it was dropped off, but like, run a rag over it, run a little vacuum, or have some kid do it.
Yeah,
not kid, but you know what I mean. Just that kind of cheesed me off. But anyway, it's fixed, it's warranted. We'll see what happens. But there is a little part of me that as soon as a car gets paint work or gets a panel replaced, you're like, it's not the same, man. It's not the same.
It's not. Okay, so I want to go back to the accident.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. So, because you had made mention that maybe they had an insurance card that didn't qualify. So, did you guys like hop out and exchange information, and then they showed you that card but you didn't know they didn't really have insurance?
No, he showed me an older card. It was an expired card.
Okay.
And it was from the same insurance company. It's, sort of like a good neighbor sometimes.
Okay.
And I figured, hey, everything's copacetic. This won't be a big deal. It's on private property, and I've done the whole thing where you call the cops, and they're like, hey, it's
just exchange information.
Figure it out, exchange it. Nobody hurt? No, okay. And I was in a hurry. I'll be honest. I was in a hurry to get to Springfield for work for a conference, a 2-day conference. So I'm like, I don't have time for this. This guy's an idiot. I'll take a picture.
What kind of car was it?
It was a Chevy Trax.
Okay.
And nice enough guy, but he was younger and rattled because he told me, he's like, I've never been in an accident before. I'm like, well, it's not a real big deal, but like you kind of did screw up. I know. I wasn't even looking. I wasn't even paying attention. I'm like, yeah, it's fine, dude. But I took all that info and I gave it to our insurance company, and they're like, oh, he's no longer a customer. He doesn't have an active policy. Him and his girlfriend don't have an active policy anymore. I'm like, okay, well, you guys just figure it out then? No, you need to do this, this, and this. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm going to go ahead and get my stuff fixed and just file a claim, because I'm not going to wait for this, because my wife's going to kill me.
Yeah.
And our deductible's like $250, so I'm like, I'll just do it. But there's still part of me that could have handled that part better.
Maybe.
But
I mean, sometimes you're trying to squeeze blood out of a rock, right?
Well, I hate to say, and I told this to Sarah too. I'm like, you can just tell. Like, this dude he wasn't flush with cash.
Yeah.
It was one of those, like, it's my girlfriend's car, but it's registered to me, but she pays the insurance. I'm sure if I crawled around and looked, the tags were probably expired too. It's one of those.
Right.
And the dude looked like he was just, having a rough moment. So I'm like, we have the money, we have insurance, we're older. It's like the scene in Fried Green Tomatoes. Let's face it, girls, I'm older and I got more insurance. I got better insurance. It's Kathy Bates for you. So I just forget it. We'll just pay it and get it done. And, car's back. We're fine. Nobody got hurt. And, it didn't break an axle or anything. It just hurt my pride. So the good news is, and this is like a year ago, I think last winter, I was like, remember me saying, I'm going to buy a diesel heater for my garage.
Yeah.
Buy a diesel heater.
Dude, yeah.
I finally did. I did the whole, and this is terrible.
So how did you find one new on Amazon, or did you find a used one, or what?
It's my one and only purchase on the TikTok shop. Yes, folks, I'm making good life decisions. This is, a good way to round out 2025. Buying things on the TikTok shop.
Likely will light the garage on fire. Yeah.
I hope not. Speaking of insurance, I hope he's not listening. my State Farm agent. No, honestly, what I did though, I kept getting the ads for it, and I'm like, man, this is dumb. This is dumb. Well, they were like $100 and some, like $200 last year.
Yeah.
Then they kind of came down to $100 with the whole tariff thing. They started undercutting them.
Yeah.
And now this one, I saw an ad, and the guy's like, it's never going to get this low again. It was like $58 with free shipping. And I'm like, okay, I'll buy it. If it's a piece of junk, whatever.
Yeah.
I'll for that price, I'll gamble. And so I bought it. And what I wound up doing was, it's a Vivor, which is, again, not a great brand. They're all, Chinese stuff that's kind of probably not very well made, but it's a little diesel heater that has like a little, I don't know, 1 liter tank on it or something.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was just going to ask how it gets its fuel.
So it's got a little electric fuel pump, almost like a little fuel injector.
Yeah.
Pulses and feeds it into a chamber, and then a glow plug heats up, and then a fan kicks on, this little relay kicks on, and it just starts.
So these things,
burning.
If I go to Google,
Mm-hmm.
Google Shopping, actually images, but it showed shopping.
Yeah.
I mean, they literally run between $87 and $139.
Yeah, that's about right. So this is $58, and the reason this one was $58 is because it runs off a 12-volt power supply. It doesn't have a 110.
Okay.
And it's because a lot of guys in like RVs and van,
Yeah.
van life or whatever, they'll run them. Guys heat their ice shanties or campers with them. And they run a 12-volt battery. And you need to run a 12-volt because if you do lose power, this thing has to kind of like, the fan has to keep blowing to cool the thing. I don't know if it's a heat exchanger or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Keep it cool so it doesn't crack and just stop running. But what I wound up doing is I bought a 12-volt, 50-amp power supply for a computer, and did some soldering and some crimping and connectors and stuff. And I can run it off of that, or I can run it off of a 12-volt car battery if I wanted to. And I got a little stainless boat hull exhaust pass-through, so I actually have that through my wall.
Okay, so that was my next question. So you can't have that. It's not ventless. It's not like propane.
No, some newer ones are. They claim to be, but they're not.
It would have to stink.
Yeah, it's especially on startup. It's pretty rough.
Yeah.
I mean, I like the smell of diesel, so I'm
do
kind of
ya?
weird. So like run out back. I'm like, smells good. But no, this thing actually works pretty good. And I mounted it to this like a cheap old like a miter saw stand.
Yeah.
And
We probably did a show from that miter saw stand.
I think we might have.
Yeah.
I think we did. But, I used that little pass-through to go out, and then I bought an extension for the exhaust pipe. So if I ever, let's say, worst-case scenario, something happens, we lose power, it's below zero, I want to keep pipes from freezing, I can actually bring that thing into my basement, run the exhaust out, run a little 12-volt battery. I've got car batteries left and right on trickle chargers.
For days. Yeah.
And I can run this thing for, like, hours. And it's pretty good on fuel. Running it in my uninsulated garage on high, after about 2 hours, it drops the ambient temperature by about 20, 25 degrees. It's not bad. If I insulated it, put a ceiling in there, it'd be better.
Yeah, you're right. You have wide open rafters and that thing.
So the criticisms with the diesel stuff, it's like, oh, it's not as efficient as propane. Well, propane's come up in price. I don't know. You guys are in propane out here, aren't you?
No, I'm
Are you Geo? You're Geo.
Geo and solar, baby.
That's right. That's right.
I pay nothing.
Well, a lot of folks friends that live out in the country, they're like, yeah, my propane bill's crazy anymore because I think
my eggs I cook in the morning are on the propane. That's about it.
that's it.
Yeah.
Not bad. So so far so good. I like it. It's never going to heat the shop, all winter long. But if I'm going to be out there working on something, like a weekend project or something, I need to be out in the garage.
Yeah.
It'll definitely take the chill off.
So I would think the best thing about this is it's quiet.
It's got a little tick to it. You hear the little pump pulsate, like tick, 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 But
Okay.
it's not. It's fine.
But a salamander just screams.
yeah,
right?
this is way better.
Okay.
This is way better. And you could, in theory, run it outside if you put like some guys have like a little enclosure for them. I like having everything in so you can adjust things. It's got a remote. There's like a Bluetooth app, but it's goofy. So I don't know. Not bad. If you're looking for something portable, I'd recommend giving it a shot.
How long can you run a 1 liter of fuel?
I can't remember. I think they said like 12 to 15 hours.
No way.
8 hours, something like that.
No way.
Yeah, hold on.
So 5
Diesel.
gallons of diesel could run you a week?
This is an 8K, which they say is really a 5K. Diesel heater, 5K, 1 liter of diesel runtime. Also, it was weird buying a 5-gallon diesel jug and not having anything but this stupid heater. How How long? Typically consumes 0.2 liters an hour of fuel. 1 liter of diesel can last, oh, okay, so I'm wrong, 2 to 5 hours on a low setting.
Okay. All right.
For a 15, well, it's not 15 liters. I don't know.
It still sounds like it doesn't use a whole lot. 0.2 per hour.
No, it's not bad. And it might even be longer. I'll be honest. Like all the settings, all the tick marks, they're in liters. I have to do math. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like me in Europe. I'm like,
I don't know anything. You're like asking ChatGPT, how much is 1 kilometer?
yeah. I know I have a speeding ticket coming from Italy, too.
Seriously?
Yeah, the first night we were driving back from the airport, and I think I ran through it.
They got the cameras?
Yeah.
Like okay.
Yeah. And Google Maps tells you where the cameras are at. I didn't see the spot. It was night, and I think the light flashed. So
You're speeding in your 90 horsepower Renault Clio?
Yeah. Well, we were on some back roads, and we were getting kind of windy, and I just wanted to get to the friggin' hotel. It's just, and the car behind me started flashing its lights like it knew I was speeding.
Oh, trying to help you.
I think it was. Anyway.
Oops.
My bad.
Yeah, that's what you just do. You just reply, "Scusi."
Scusi.
That's your excuse.
Pardon. Yeah.
Next time you go, and you go there in March, as soon as you land, there's going to be some agents
Right.
to take you in.
Well, I still feel like I monopolize the project section as usual.
No, hey, you're doing stuff.
Yeah, in the meantime, I'm trying to load. I think this might be the second sound effects device that doesn't work.
That's failed us.
Yeah.
Did you buy the extended warranty by chance?
Did not.
No. Oh. Well, if you leave them a good review.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. I
On
think I'd be
Temu.
better. I think I might be better off on Temu. These are on Amazon. This is ridiculous.
Oh, I can't even trust Amazon.
No,
these
you
days.
can't. All right. Okay. Well, it's time. It's time for your.
That was your
No.
moment.
No. Who labeled these things?
Oh, I don't know. We moved them around too.
There we go. You ready for this?
It's time for
There you
your moment of
Thank God for Gabe Casey.
It's been a while.
All right. So this is a little bit of a Christmas story here for you, Daryl. Elon Musk's ex-wife, Tallulah Riley, remembers a Christmas with Tesla CEO when he got up in the middle of the night and he disappeared only to, and they kind of leave you hanging there. So you kind of try and think
Cliffhanger.
about what could he possibly be doing? She shared a touching Christmas story revealing the overwhelmed CEO, despite forgetting a gift, he braved the snow and he handpicked flowers, demonstrating his deep. That just gave the whole thing away. Oh my God, I can't believe it jumped right to it.
It's like the summary? Oh, that's fine.
Yes, Tesla CEO Elon Musk, his ex-wife Tallulah Riley, which I think he has like 10 of those now, revealed how Musk managed to express his love for her despite mounting pressures of running multiple companies. In a BBC series on the Elon Musk Show in 2022, Riley described how Musk was overwhelmed by the pressure of running Tesla, SpaceX, and Solar City, and he realized late on Christmas Eve in Boulder, Colorado, that he had forgotten to buy her a present. It's not that I don't love you. I do really, really love you. It's just that my brain is exploding, he told her. Tallulah recalled that on that Christmas Eve, Elon Musk slipped out of bed in the middle of the night. She mentioned that Musk was only wearing a T-shirt and shorts, and then, oh God.
That's all right.
Okay, all right, cool. I thought Gabe was going to kick in there.
No.
Only wearing a T-shirt and shorts, and then he went into the snow without any slippers. He returned hours later with a bouquet of hand-picked flowers, which he had dug out of the frozen ground. Giving the flowers to Riley, Musk said, I just wanted to show you how much I loved you.
That was your moment of
See?
God, does that give you Christmas cheer or what?
He's like a hopeless romantic.
You can have the most money in the world
Yeah.
and still throw some flowers at a woman and think you can get away with it.
I want to say, everyone always talks about how billionaires or trillionaires in this case, billionaires, they're not like us. They're not real people. Dude, he's like all of my guy friends. Christmas Eve, what are you going to do? Oh, I'm going to run to Walgreens and figure out something for
I'm 2 weeks out of Christmas, and I haven't even looked to see what's in the closet for
He's
Angela.
just like every other guy.
Yeah, right.
That's so funny.
Oh, geez. Anyway.
Would you dig for, I know you love your wife. You guys have been married now how many years?
30.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you guys.
Thanks.
Would you dig frozen flowers out of the ground?
If I was at Christmas Eve and had gotten her nothing, I probably would dig for worms. I don't know. I would dig for anything at that point.
You'd be digging your own grave, son,
Exactly.
so you wouldn't get me a gift. Oh my goodness, that's a great story. That might be the best story I've ever read about Elon.
Wow. All right.
Yeah.
Well, that's saying a lot because we've read a lot of trash about him over the years, haven't we?
We have.
Right.
But you know what? We're not trash. We're actually just regular car guys ourselves. But we do have a little bit of a soft spot for the sentimental.
Yeah, the sentiment.
Yeah, and those holiday movies that come up every season. You know, maybe something's on late night. You catch
Do you
a
have some
glimpse of it.
standards? Is there something you have to watch?
My wife likes White Christmas. I'll tolerate it. It's good music.
Yeah.
I do like A Christmas Story. Totally played out, but I don't care. I like
What about
it.
the new one that came out?
I didn't see it.
What?
Didn't see it.
Like, bring back a whole bunch of the old cast. You got to check it
I
out.
might have to this year. What about you guys?
A Wish for Wings at Work.
Yeah, Sarah loves that one too.
Yeah, that's a great one.
the Opus and Bill one.
Yeah, I do watch Scrooged. I think we watched Scrooge. I remember summer. We watched that with her friend Olivia, and Olivia's like, "What is this?" And it's like '80s trash. I'm like, "Yeah, this is a Christmas movie, right?"
It's an '80s Christmas film.
Yeah,
What's
yeah.
wrong with that?
I can't think of any that we have to watch. It's a Wonderful Life does pop up though every once in a while too. So
Yeah, that one's a bit out there. We in my family we didn't like it a lot because my mom thought George Bailey was a jerk.
George Bailey's a jerk.
I think so.
I used to like your mom.
Well, she's not a big Jimmy Stewart fan either. Just
What?
yeah. Well, he's very one note.
Whoa,
Anyways,
whoa.
before I derail this,
Okay.
What about Christmas in Connecticut? How about that one?
Oh, with Chris Christopherson,
No,
or is that Arnold Schwarzenegger?
that's a remake. That's a remake one. The original one was like Barbara Stanwyck, like 40s or something.
Yeah, I don't remember it.
Yeah,
I
it's all right.
probably did watch the original back in the day, but I don't remember it. Sorry.
No, the remake with Chris Christopherson's pretty decent.
Yeah,
It's not bad.
And who's the female lead in that?
Oh my god,
it's not Babs, is it? Not Barbara Streisand or something?
No.
Hold
on.
Here we go. Here we go. Go back to the mighty Google machine.
I know was it 1992? Yeah. I can see the cover.
Yeah.
It's a very buxom. Oh, it's Diane Cannon.
Diane Cannon.
Isn't it?
I remember the name.
Diane Cannon.
Oh, my God.
Who was
Folks,
also...
I'm sorry. This show is just degraded to a pre-show moment.
Sorry. Well, there's a car thing. Isn't she in one of the Cannonball runs and stuff? Yeah, I think
she is.
Yeah. So,
all right.
Anyways, so hey.
She's 88 years old?
Yeah, she is. She's up there. She doesn't look 88.
Well, I bet she does now if you looked at her.
I mean, maybe. She was married to Cary Grant, by the way.
No, she
Just
wasn't.
throwing it out. Yes,
Dude, she was in Heaven. All right. Sorry. If you ever want to know what the
Rabbit
pre-show is like, there you go. Just tune in. All right, folks. Daryl came up with an idea, and the idea was we're going to bring up cars from I don't know if it was necessarily Christmas movies that were favorite stars, but not necessarily just cars that kind of stick out from Christmas movies.
Yeah.
And so I was a little leery on this. I didn't think I could actually come up with 3, but it wasn't actually that hard. I think I could have drugged this out quite a bit. So I put 3, but I didn't put them in any intentional order.
Okay.
I do think I have one that's my weakest link. And so I don't know. Should we start with the weak link and work our way up?
That works. That's a good approach.
Okay.
What one do you think is your weakest link?
Okay. Well, I think the one I listed here is number 3. Before we started the show, we debated this, my wife and I. I was going to pick the Camaro from Better Off Dead. Now, if you listen to previous, it's not. Is it a Christmas movie? That's a debate. But I tell you what, Ricky's mom blows up at Christmas dinner because she's drinking that gasoline.
It reminds me of that moonshine Ricky's dead pappy used to make.
Exactly.
Great line.
Yeah. Anyway, there was a Christmas tree. There was a lot of Christmas stuff. I think Ricky gave a macrame frame to Monique.
Yeah.
And so it's a Christmas movie. I don't care what anybody says. And so I was going to pick the Camaro, but I've already done that in a previous episode, so I didn't do it. So this year I'm going to pick is my number 3 selection. It's George Bailey's car from It's a Wonderful Life.
It's nice.
Yeah. It's a 1919 Dodge Brothers touring car. And it's an open top. It's used for family movies, and it has an iconic scene where he crashed into a tree before contemplating suicide. Also, the same tag, which is it must be like a blip in that movie, is also Ernie's taxi vehicle.
They used the same one?
They did. So, but maybe that's when time changed and it went from Bedford Falls to Potterville. I don't know.
Okay, I'll have to watch that next time.
Yeah. It's classic. It's iconic. If I owned a car like that, I'd take it out for a chug around the country block.
Sure.
I'd run it in parades. It's one of those cool old cars. It's not necessarily a Model T. It's like a bigger car. Mm-hmm. It's got a little bit of style to it. I think it's kind of cool. So I think a car actually plays a lot into that movie. You don't think about it so much, but everything that happens in that town, because that's it's about a subdivision. It's about a small town, and he's driving, and they're checking out, these new houses and stuff like that. You don't realize how much a car actually plays into the It's a Wonderful Life. So that would be my number 3 pick. Like I said, not my strongest pick.
No, it's a good one.
But it definitely, a car plays a lot into that.
When you think about that movie, too, I mean, that was 46, 40 something. It was 40s. So this, post-war optimism, trying to, get things back on their feet, be financially successful, kind of shed the, the baggage of the past, right? And coming out of the heels of the Great Depression. That car is such an anomaly because even it's 1919, so what is it, 20, let's say it was 46, 45. It's at least a 25-year-old car at that point.
Sure.
And by that time, things had progressed so much that
1946, you're right. So that car is a 1919, so now it's 27 years old.
Anybody driving that is like either
scum.
Yeah, they're like the lowest of the low. They're down on their luck.
Yeah.
They really have nothing to offer. Like they got no credit. Like it's bad. So watching that thing hit that tree and where he just kind of hits rock bottom and he's walking away from, and I think he even like slams the door and kicks it and starts walking.
Yeah.
Right. And you look at that and the scene, the clip you have here, the image is this poor, sad, broken. It almost looks like a broken down old plow horse.
You're right. It does.
And it's like, man, that sums up George Bailey right there. He's the bottom. He hit rock bottom there.
Yeah.
So
the guy who was graduated high school, had tons of optimism. That's what he's left.
He was going to lasso the moon.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I want a big bag. I want to put lots of stickers on it, and I'm going to travel the world.
And then realistically, he's driving a 25-year-old piece of junk, and he's got no money.
Yeah.
Mary, why are you with this guy?
Exactly.
Anyway.
Yeah, she had faith in old George Bailey. All right, that's my week pick. What do you got for us, Daryl?
Well, I'll do something similar here. This is a weird one. And the first car that I thought of when we started talking about this was in high school. This is like in the 90s, about circa 1994, 5-ish, something like that. I was in a gym class, and it was it was like the Friday before we got out for Christmas break.
Yeah.
And I remember the teacher, we were doing a unit on wrestling at the time, and I had gotten my butt kicked for like 2 weeks by every guy in class.
You seem like you would have the leverage in wrestling.
No, man. I lost a bunch of weight my sophomore year.
Okay.
And I got thrown around like a rag doll. It was
Okay.
bad. To this point where I remember how physically, I felt so bad. And so at the end of that unit, it's like the Friday before Christmas break, and Mr. Petty, my teacher, was like, hey, I don't feel like doing anything, so I'm going to wheel the VCR and we're going to watch the Santa Claus. And normally I'd be like, man, this sucks. I'd start doodling in my notebook. I'm like, thank you, God, so I don't get beat by Jesse again. And the 2 other guys, Steve Hobson or whatever, he used to throw me around. So we sat and we watched Santa Claus, and I'm in high school. I don't care about Santa movies. This is dumb. But it was Tim Allen. You remember Santa Claus, right?
Oh, yeah.
It was a popular
we own
film.
them on Blu-ray.
It's cute, right? Kids loved it. I think my little brother is like one of his favorites. But I'm watching this movie, and Tim Allen's character starts out as Scott Calvin, and he's really Santa Claus.
Scott Calvin. Wow, good call.
He's driving in this movie a first-generation Ford Taurus.
Yeah, he is.
And I'm like, it's an SHO. When the SHO came out, this thing had the little ground effects, the the Yamaha built V6 with a 5-speed. It was a cool little car, but a suburban cool dad could still drive it. And I think this movie was set in Chicago, like all the cool 80s and 90s movies.
True story, yeah.
So he's driving, and it's only in a couple scenes at the beginning and stuff. And I'm like, man, that's a cool car. I think I'd rock one of those.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, I think Tim Allen being a car guy, even back then we all knew, this dude's into cars. I think he helped make sure that Santa Claus had a cool ride. So this thing was only on my radar because I was forced to watch this movie in high school. And ever since then, I've always thought the first-gen Taurus SHOs, because after that you could get one with an automatic. Then they put a V8 in that sucked, and then they killed it. And then they brought it back with a twin turbo V6, and then they killed the Taurus again.
But the second edition, I'm looking at the taillights on this one.
Yeah.
They had a better look. It seemed to me the tail end and the front end just looked better on the shows as the next generation, right?
I'll give you that. That was that kind of middle of the way refresh.
Yeah.
I like these because I think these are the purest.
Yeah.
But
the 5-spoke wheel is sweet.
Yeah, that's not a bad looking car.
No.
So that was it. Is it a main character? No. But hey, man, Santa Claus drove this thing, so
Yeah.
it's cool.
And so the back window, there's a. Do you think he's got a decal going halfway down there? Or is that just a headliner? What?
I think it's supposed to be like frost on the window.
Okay, like the defroster hasn't cleaned it up yet. Okay.
But like whoever did. You ever see that too in like some of these Christmas movies? They're filmed in California, but it's like, oh, it's the Midwest in winter.
Let's throw some,
they just
some frost on there.
Right. It just looks like somebody splattered mashed potatoes everywhere. Like, that's not how it works, guys. I think that's what that is.
Yeah, I like the blue color. The blue is like the traditional show color too.
When's the last time you've seen one of those?
Ooh.
Out on the road. There's one in East Peoria. It's been sitting in a driveway, and I need to get the courage up to go knock on the door.
Really?
And be like, hey.
Really?
But I've heard those things are a nightmare to work on. So
I can only imagine. Honestly. No, thanks. No, because they had the Yamaha motor, which I'm sure you can't just like call AutoZone and say, "Hey, I need this or this," right?
Yeah, I think it's a 3-liter block. I could be wrong on this. I think it's a 3-liter, the regular Ford block, but like the heads, I think they're a 24 valve. The heads, the intake, all that stuff is unique, and it's almost like a Yamaha motorcycle where there's like little individual like rubber boots and throttle intake, like throttle bodies and stuff. Yeah, I've seen them under the hood. I'm like, that's cool. Don't want to touch it.
Yeah, right.
So yeah,
fun.
Anyway,
all right,
number two.
All right, so this one again, I looked at your selections. I couldn't believe this one didn't show up on there. I have the Chrysler Town and Country K car, which I thought was a K car from Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. It is a K car. It's a 1986 Chrysler LeBaron Town and Country convertible, not an Aries K car. I was sure in my memory when they were driving down the road and you're looking at the front end of it that this was just like an Aries K car. I actually forgot it was convertible.
Yeah.
I thought somehow the roof had exploded off it because by the end of the movie, they're driving down the road and it's just like literally like the wheels are falling off it, right?
It's awful. Yeah.
Yeah. When I was a kid, growing up in Fairbury, Illinois, my grandmother had a K car. She had an Aries, and before that, she had a 78 Velar. My great uncle, when he graduated college, he went to Detroit and he worked for Chrysler. So every couple of years, everybody was getting a new Chrysler.
So there's some Chrysler lineage in your family.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Okay.
My cousins who live in Detroit, the Giancarlis, they all drive Chryslers, and I always make fun of them for driving their Town and Country minivans, stuff like that, or the Pacificas, wherever they got now. But back when I was a kid, my grandma had a 1978 Velar, and then she moved up to a 1985 K car. I guess it was just an Aries K. They call it an Aries K car, or they just call it an Aries?
It was a Dodge Aries.
They
had a little K like insignia on the back because that became kind of a cultural thing, like the K car.
It was interesting. So that car, the one in Planes, Trains, and Automobile, it's kind of a character. It's almost like the family truckster. Which came first, the family truckster or this car?
Family truckster, and it's eerily similar, like the color, the bad wood grain.
Yeah,
there's like this subtle knock at like crummy faux Americana.
Yes, yeah. The wood grain sides and everything are just like ripping off the family. If it would have had stacked headlights like 3 high on the front, you would have known they were totally ripping it off.
Oh yeah.
But it reminded me, we were all about Chrysler when I was a kid, and my brother took that K car. He drove it from Fairbury out to MIT, which is Musicians Institute in L.A. He lived out in L.A. for 2 years, drove that thing around L.A., and then he drove it back to Fort Myers when we all moved to Fort Myers. He drove that thing all over the West, and I just remember that car like running squat all the time because the back end was like collapsed. And
from putting like drums in it and stuff?
Yeah. It's just that car was a little workhorse, and I look back every time I see Planes, Trains, and Automobile, I think about that car in our household. His was golden brown, and it was a little 4-door. It was just... It was not to look back now. It's not a pleasant looking car.
No, very.
I would love to see. I'd love to see one of those at a car show.
Very
I guess
utilitarian.
Get on Car Gurus. Can you find an '85 Dodge Aries?
Oh yeah, every once in a while one will pop up, and they don't command a lot of money. But there's this again a weird cult.
What a neat look
status.
that car would have if that pulled into Cars and Coffee, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah,
and they saved Chrysler from bankruptcy. That was the car that really did it. I mean,
that's the Lee Iacocca mobile, right?
So this one, so this car in this film, it is like a side character.
Yeah.
It's like a supporting actor.
It's part of the comic relief.
Yeah. Just like like you said, the family truckster. Same thing, I would argue. That's very much a supporting character.
Yeah.
It's integral. Like this movie doesn't exist without that car.
Yeah, you have to wonder what else they would use because it couldn't be something big in body like what was the Eddie Murphy movie with Nick Nolte, Trading Place.
48 Hours.
48
With
Hours.
the big
but-
old Cadillac.
Yeah,
DeVille.
you couldn't have like a strong car like that because that screams of confidence.
Yeah.
This car screams of maybe a bit of ineptitude and maybe I'm budget conscious, right?
and
Yeah.
just bad style. It kind of like matches John Candy's character in the
Yes.
movie too.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy's just, he means well.
Yeah.
Good guy at heart, but bad taste in clothes.
So I watched a documentary on John Candy. Did you watch that?
Yeah, it was good.
And at the end of Angela was watching with me, and she didn't remember that he at the end of the movie, Plane, Trains, Automobile, he had no place to go and his wife had died.
Yeah.
She's like, well, that's really sad. I don't remember that. And I'm like, you get through that whole movie, and it's work because you're just so stressed out. And by
And
the
you're
time-
tired of both of them.
You are. And in a world where you watch things on cable TV or you watch them on Netflix, you don't have to watch it all the way through. If you're in the movie theater, you finally get to the end point, and you're like, oh, there's a reward. But I could see in this day and age where somebody would be like, man, this movie's monotonous. I got to turn it off, right?
Yeah, but the people's attention spans aren't what they are.
Yeah.
I also forgot too. In the very end, after the credits roll, there's that little like bit at the end where it's in the beginning. His boss at the marketing firm is like looking at the two different designs, and they're going to reconvene after the holidays. The credits finish up, and much like a Ferris Bueller,
I don't remember this.
it finishes up, and I forget what song is playing. It's like probably like Red River Rock or whatever. And it cuts to the boss, and he's got a half-eaten turkey dinner on the desk in his office, and he's just looking at two different designs still. And he does that for like, I don't know, 30 seconds, and then they wrap it. That's it.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of one of those weird, it's not as funny as Ferris Bueller, but
Yeah.
we watched it at my brother and sister-in-law's,
We-
and they're like, oh, remember the part at the end? I'm like, no.
When I was a kid, I saw Bueller in the theater with my uncle, and he knew Broderick because he was kind of a theatrical nerd. My uncle, the one who's traveled to Europe and taken us. He's taken me to countless things. Actually, the next thing we're going to talk about, like New York, he took me to New York when I was a kid. He lived in New York with my aunt, but yeah, he's like, oh, this Matthew Broderick, he's a great actor. This should be a good movie. And we sat there through the very end of it, and he comes out there and he starts, why are you still here?
Yeah, go home.
The movie's over.
Show's over. Go home.
Yeah, it was great. And so he reminded me, like Brighton Beach Memoirs, I think in that Neil Simon play, he actually comes out and he does monologue to the audience throughout the play. And so that's how Broderick kind of got his chops. So it was perfect for that role.
It worked.
Yeah.
By the way, speaking of K cars in John Hughes movies, two K cars in Ferris Bueller. It was
His sister has one.
His sister has a Fiero.
Oh, that's
Which
right.
are-
But mom, okay, that's right.
Mom's got the wagon. And Ed Rooney's car, the one that gets towed, that's an Aries that's probably like your brother's. That's the one.
Excellent.
He
excellent.
puts his key in, the tow truck
and
takes
they
off.
pull off. Yeah, he's missing a shoe. Yeah.
It's one of the saddest. By the way, if you had to pick an 80s high school principal car, it would be an Aries.
Yeah,
or
I could see that.
Yeah,
I could see that.
100%.
All right, that's my number 2, Daryl. What do you got for us?
Good pick, brother. So my number 2 is, it's kind of a weird one. We were talking, friends always throw this out, like, is Die Hard a Christmas movie? Yes, it is. Lethal Weapon? Yes, it is. How about Gremlins?
Oh, man. I would love for Angela to be here for this. 'Cause
Dude,
what would your wife say?
She has not seen it. She refuses to.
Why?
I'm like, you're a kid who grew up in the 80s just like me. And
Did
you
she
never,
see Goonies?
Yeah, she thinks it's okay.
Okay, well, okay. Then I'll give her that. If she thinks Goonies is okay, she'll probably think Gremlins is just okay.
She thinks Goonies are good enough. Get it?
Oh!
No. Little Cyndi Lauper joke for my Gen Xers. No, I'll be honest. She has no interest in. I've tried to show her Gremlins. Like, I've even tried to like sneak it in. I'm like, oh, what's this? Oops, it's Gremlins. It says on demand. I've already started it. Oh, it's just on the TV. She's like, nope, I'm not watching it.
Accidentally purchased it on Apple. You know?
Yeah, it is a Christmas movie, one of the best. And I think here's the part that I liked about it. I think in one of the previous things I talked about, my dad loves the Mr. Futterman character, the curmudgeonly neighbor.
Okay.
And I watched this movie a lot with my family as a kid. That says a lot about my family.
Everybody watched this movie a lot
No,
because it was on HBO like nonstop.
it was.
Yeah.
It was. So the second car I picked, it's not really a main character, and people are like, there's no cars in Gremlins. Yes, there is. Billy Peltzer's 67 VW Beetle. It's the one that doesn't start. Remember, it's kind of a running gag in the movie. He's trying to, he's late to work and he's trying to get this.
I don't remember this car, but okay.
He's trying to get it started. He's a bank teller.
It's covered in mashed potatoes, though. I'm pretty sure.
It's another one that's, I think, is just covered by some Hollywood prop guy. He's like, this is what snow looks like, right? They just like blow all this Idaho potatoes on it. He has trouble getting this 60s VW Beetle started. Of course, this movie was made in 84. Mm-hmm. And around that time, there's a lot of other movies that kind of portray a lot of, I'm thinking of like the movie Gung Ho, another great movie. Yeah. There's a bunch of other ones. We're talking about like Buy American versus the foreign stuff and whatever. The neighbor comes over, this Mr. Futterman, who's played by a character actor I can't remember without looking up. He's been in a bunch of stuff. But he plays this curmudgeonly guy. Billy's trying to get this Volkswagen started so he can get to work.
It's probably Art Carney or something.
Right.
Is it Dick Miller?
There
It's
you
Dick
go.
Miller.
There you go.
Murray Futterman. Oh, he was in everything back in the day.
Great character actor. Like, there's old episodes of The Twilight Zone. You're like, that guy.
He was in Bucket of Blood.
Yeah.
And Piranha.
He's the guy you look at and go, oh, that guy. So he comes over every time that Billy's having trouble with this thing getting started. And
The
he's
burbs.
Like, foreign cars. I tell you about these foreign cars. They're junk. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. And it leads to this. He has this wonderful soliloquy about how he only buys this American stuff, and he talks about his tractor that he has. And it's a fictitious brand. It's supposed to be like International Harvester. It's Kentucky Harvester. It's a joke.
Yeah.
But he talks about it. It's a great example of that cultural debate around that time in the 80s where, global competition, manufacturing, foreign, American, whatever. But it shows up, that Beetle shows up several times in Gremlins, and a lot of times it's just sitting in front of their house on the street, covered in snow because the damn thing won't start. I picked that because it's kind of an interesting little timepiece, cultural thing, whatever. But I'll also say, you remember that Folgers commercial in the 80s where it's like, Peter, you're home. The kid comes home from college early in the morning, sneaks into the house, makes coffee.
Yeah.
Da-na-da-na-da, and the parents come downstairs and his younger sister. Everyone's happy Peter's there.
Yeah.
In the very beginning, that was like an 80s commercial. The very beginning, there's a red Beetle, looks just like this.
Oh, come on.
That drops him off at the house. And he's like, thanks for the ride. So, by the way, you were still hitchhiking in the 80s. That was still
true.
Totally fine. Oh, your son's at an Ivy League school? Great. But it's the Folgers. And by the way, they redid that commercial. Don't look at the second one. The second one's gross because, like, the sister hugs him way too long. It's,
Okay.
like inappropriate. But the original one, I think it's just,
1985, Peter Comes Home, Folgers Christmas commercial.
yeah. If you roll that, man, the beginning of it, you only see it for like a second.
I'm sure I have to watch a commercial first.
Probably it'd be an ad. It's in the very beginning. It's a Beetle, and it's great.
Thanks a lot.
There's a Beetle.
Merry Christmas.
See, is it red?
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, and then the sister, she rolls over.
Yeah.
Now, is that the inappropriate kiss, sister?
No, this is the remake they did in like 2004.
Okay.
It's inappropriate.
Oh, he brings a stack of presents. This isn't real life. This is fiction. Okay.
This is Hollywood. This never happens.
Yeah. Anyway.
Especially the older brother hates it. Yeah. No, so this thing, hilarious. I almost wonder if it wasn't the same studio that
Show
used
me
it.
a 5-year-old who puts her nose to a can of Folgers and goes, "Oh yeah, that smells great, Peter."
You didn't like the smell of coffee growing up?
No,
No.
I didn't like coffee at all until I was like a salesman.
So you were forced to
Yeah.
stay awake and work.
Actually, I think I started liking coffee when I was I ran the restaurant in Peoria at the Holiday Inn because I was like trying to have to stay up till 2 a.m. in the morning, clean the place.
Yeah.
So
That's when it starts. It's a necessity.
exactly.
Yeah.
And
Interesting.
You get the taste for it.
That's a weird pick. I'm sorry for that, but
No, it's kind of cool. I would have never expected that. First off, I cleaned out a movie out of my canon because I didn't think it was a Christmas movie, but you obviously didn't take that advice. You just ran with it.
I did. I tried. Hey, there's Christmas tree lights in the background, right?
All right. So my number one, and I'm saving, I really love this number one. I think I talked about it earlier. I kind of gave away my picks by the conversation. But my number one pick is a taxi cab from the movie Scrooged.
Fantastic.
Belongs to fictional Bell Cab Company. It was itself a 1978 Checker A11 taxi cab. Though some say it's a 70 or 74, I don't know, whatever. That model ran from 1959 to 1982. So this car, if you've ever seen Scrooge, if you haven't seen Scrooge, I can't believe you've listened to the show because I'm going to guess most people who listen to our show are in that same that wheelhouse, right?
Yeah.
But David Johansen, a.k.a. Buster Poindexter, David Johansen was lead singer of the New York Dolls. This guy had a storied career, but I will never know him from his music. I will never know him from anything else other than being the ghost of Christmas Past.
Amen.
Yeah.
That's a great role.
He pulls up in that taxi, and he's got this cut down stogie. He's biting on it, as stereotypical as it can get. Curly hair coming out from underneath that cabbie hat.
The teeth. He's got such bad teeth.
He's just like, get in the car. That just typical New York taxi driver. And so this taxi cab flies all over, goes back and forth, and it's really a fun part of the movie. The ghosts in Scrooge are probably the best part of the movie because a lot of it's like contrived, like corporate BS. Bobcat Goldthwait kind of is like, it's a little weird. But the ghosts really make Scrooged.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to
Carol
remember.
Kane.
Carol Kane, yes.
Where she's got the real high pitch, like
She just punches him out every time. She's so great.
if you touch me again, I'm gonna rip your wings off. Okay?
Promise?
Just lays him out. Great.
But Buster has a great time, and the car drives all over. And I tell you, every time I see that, it does remind me when I was a kid. I had to be like 9 or 10 years old. We flew to LaGuardia from O'Hare. My parents dropped us off and sent us to New York City for a week over Easter break. And I remember like this Polish guy that was like Bob Hoskins. Like, it was our first experience in a New York taxi. And I remember like the booster seat in the back. I'm sure you have been in one of these older checker cabs.
Yeah, they little flip down
It's
the jumper
huge.
seats and stuff.
It's monstrous back there. It's cavernous. And when you see like videos and you see those old checker cabs all over New York, those are big cars rolling around. You don't realize it until you get up close. So I really do enjoy seeing, because that is like a historical thing that you don't see so much anymore. Now it's all Prius Vs. That's like the biggest thing you get.
Yeah, I mean, even as kids, like Chicago, every major city, there were checkers.
Yeah.
Maybe not every. There were Palas, LTDs, stuff like that. But like checkers were part of the fleet forever.
Yeah, they were great cars. So there's just something about that thing. I'm like, I love the homage to it. And again, I just really think that Buster Poindexter, David Johansen, does a great job in that. So it's fun. It's probably the most iconic car of any Christmas movie I can think of off the top of my head.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to beat me on your selection.
No, probably not.
Okay.
No.
I'm surprised you didn't pick this one.
This was good. And Sarah and I just watched Scrooge the other night. And the thing that I remembered liking about this back then was the meter. The taxi meter is like it's like the DeLorean time machine, but it goes backwards and stuff. Yeah. And I just liked how that whole thing was set up. His
acting, though, is he's like looking back, and he's like not even looking at the road. It's just like wandering all over. It's just
He's great.
He steals the movie.
Niagara Falls, Frankie Angel. Niagara Falls. He's so good. Like, I wanted him to do more movies.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and
he probably did.
And then he came out with his album with the Hot, Hot, Hot and stuff like that. I'm like, all right, this guy's really cool. And then just like nothing.
He disappeared. Yeah, he was
probably cocaine, if I had to guess. But.
Yeah, and a lot of his older stuff too. I went down a rabbit hole because he just died. Was it last year?
Yeah, a couple of years ago. Yeah.
Yeah. I went down the rabbit hole, like listening to some New York Dolls. Like, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Super influential. I'm like, sure,
maybe. I mean, there's that whole CBGB thing, and I even look back. You get back to like early Talking Heads and Blondie and Ramones. I mean, that music is not super listenable. It's
rough.
okay. You understand the core of it, but it's just like listening to old Chuck Berry. Like, yeah, it's inspirational, but I can't listen.
Yeah, you hear like one or two songs, like good, shuffle, shuffle. No, he's fantastic. That car makes it though. Interestingly enough, those do have a tie here to this area.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So they were Morris Markin bought and kind of Checker's got a long history, but Morris Markin was the guy who kind of put those cars and kind of put the company on the map. And they built them in Kalamazoo, Michigan. But his son, David, went to Bradley University here in Peoria.
Wow.
Was a tennis pro.
I was like, how would you know this?
Because they named like a gym and a tennis court after his son.
Okay.
David was like the David Markin tennis thing or whatever. And he came to Bradley and everyone was like, oh, this famous automaker. I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Like, I don't know who David Markin is. He was like the last president of Checker Motors before they folded.
Wow.
So they actually folded, I think they stopped making the Checker Marathon. That's the A11 or whatever, that style that when you think of a Checker, that's what that is. But the Checker cabs, they kept part production in the works all the way into like the 2000s. General Motors had like contracts with them to build stuff. So they actually did keep manufacturing things up in Kalamazoo in the old Checker plant for years, probably, 10, 15 years afterwards. But he eventually, I don't know if they went bankrupt, but I think they just closed. And I don't know who owns the rights to Checker now, or if somebody's still making like parts for him or whatever. But he eventually was kind of closed up shop after his dad's business all finished up.
Now you see these London taxis every once in a while that cruise around here. I'm trying to think of the name of these things.
Little Austins?
The Levic, LEVC.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you see those every once in a while, like Chicago and stuff like that. So, and they have wider doors, and they have like access, I think, for maybe handicap and stuff like that. But that would probably be the most equivalent thing I've seen that's like a true passenger taxi type vehicle.
Yeah.
It has a unique function and size and shape.
Easy to get in and out of.
Yeah.
See, there is something to that. You can have a Camry, or you can have all kinds of different stuff serve as a cab, but it's a lot easier when you got bigger doors and a lot of leg room. So the Checkers were awesome. I had years ago, I bought a 50 Chevy from a guy up in Wisconsin, and in the back of the property was a Checker Aerobus. It was a station wagon limousine with 6 doors on it.
Wow.
And it was black with a white top, and it had an old Playboy logo on the door.
Oh, it's from Lake Geneva?
It was from the Playboy Club in Lake Geneva. It was the airport shuttle. And it was sitting back there. His dad was an old chiropractor and was a hoarder, car collector guy. So when the Playboy Club folded and it became like Grand Geneva Lodge, they wanted to shed everything that was Playboy, including this old limousine. So this dude bought it and just put it out back. And I had the chance to buy it. It was really, really cheap. But every piece of glass was cracked, and the body wasn't too bad, and you can get parts for them. And I thought,
it's one of those things like you could spend a lot of money bringing that back, and then what do you do with it?
Yeah, I've got this gross Playboy limousine Checker.
Yeah.
It's
These are
cool.
original stains in the upholstery.
Yeah, right. Nobody would want any part of that. But it just shows you, like, the Checker's such an iconic thing that even if you were to take that in its state and put it as yard art, people are like, man, that thing's cool. It's an old Checker.
Yeah, it's true.
I like them.
Interesting.
Yep.
All right, Daryl, what's your number 3? What's the creme de la creme of Christmas cars?
This is one, again, it's a Christmas movie we all know and love.
Yeah,
We've seen it a bazillion times.
I thought about this one. But I'll be honest with you. I saw it was on your list, so I backed off.
Well, and I would have gladly handed it over. But the movie A Christmas Story from 1983, the old chestnut, I feel that the old man's 37 Oldsmobile is just as much of a supporting character as, say, Ralphie or Randy. Maybe Randy. It's on par with Randy. Ralphie's a little more important. But the Oldsmobile, if you look back at it, I think the Oldsmobile is such an iconic figure because let's think about this. It's part of the whole classic tire change, oh fudge, with the lug nut scene.
It's a huge scene. It's like the one that people like stop. People be in transit in the kitchen, like moving food and stuff like that. But as soon as that scene comes up, everybody stops and looks at the TV.
Fudge.
Yeah.
Only I didn't say fudge. Yeah. Fantastic scene, right?
Yeah.
The scene where the old man comes home, he's got some news to share or whatever, and the Bumpus hounds come over and attack him in the driveway. The Oldsmobile's right there. The final scene, they go out and they get the Bumpus hounds. Cue the music. They go and get the tree and they tie it to the top of the car and, they're singing carols in it and stuff. And then that final scene, where it's the long shot outside the house in beautiful Coleman, Indiana. The house is all decorated. There's snow all over the streets. And you see at the end of the night, all the kids have opened the presents. Parents sipping wine, having a, hey, we pulled this off.
Yeah.
It was great. And at night, you just see the Oldsmobile sitting in the driveway, like everything in its right place. I freaking love that scene. That is my favorite scene in the movie. And I've heard folks, obviously I'm not a parent, but I've heard the parent scene at the end of the movie is like everyone's favorite because they're just sitting there. Everyone's gone to bed like, yeah, man, we did this. This is cool.
Yeah.
And I remember my folks looking back on it too. I remember my folks, we had some awesome Christmases. Christmas 85 where my brother got Snake Mountain and I got Castle Grayskull from He-Man, Masters of the Universe. My parents were just sitting there like, yeah, right. We did this right. They probably put it on a layaway because it was like expensive.
Right.
But you know what? That's awesome. And that movie and that Oldsmobile, I mean, I think there's even a quote in there where he's talking about like the Oldsmobile, that thing would freeze up in the middle of the equator. You know, like he's like, it's one of those things where he's freaking out and the dad's yelling in the kitchen. He's like, my dad was an Oldsmobile man.
That dad was a great actor too. He had some great stuff in that.
Darren McGavin.
Is that what it was? Okay.
Yeah. He's fantastic. But I will say this. The old man was, you know, he's an interesting character, but if he used the Oldsmobile to actually drive his kids to school, instead of letting them, you know, get pelted with snowballs and beat up on the way, maybe Ralphie wouldn't have shot his eye out.
You think?
Yeah, he wouldn't have gotten in a fight with Scott Farkas. Scut Farkas. I always thought it was Scott. It's called Scut. That's a weird. Yeah, if you look at the script, it's like Scut.
Dude, he was in Raw Deal with Arnold Schwarzenegger in '86.
Ralphie
and Billy Madison.
The tough guy?
No, Darren McGavin.
Oh, yeah. He plays... well, in Shooter McGavin, that's like an homage to him.
Yeah.
In Happy Gilmore.
Yeah, he was in a bunch of the Night Stalker series, the Night Strangler, the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's good stuff, man. He's a great actor, and that car fits him too, because it is like an Oldsmobile is like, hey, it wasn't a Chevy. It's like I'm a little better than a Chevy guy. I'm an Oldsmobile man.
Oh, is that how that works?
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with my my early GM knowledge.
Yeah, it's
okay,
just like
so so back then was an Oldsmobile actually a different car than a Chevrolet?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. Like they all they didn't share a lot of stuff. They shared mostly like body components, so like the main body, but like the whole front clip all unique. The interior, all the trim and stuff unique, and the motor and trans unique.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't share any of that stuff until about 65. Until about till they kind of the General Motors Assembly GMAD came out and rolled out in the mid 60s. That was basically where like you get a 350 and you get a 350. Everyone gets a 350.
Nice.
Whereas this was still like you got an inline 8-cylinder, and that was your Oldsmobile engine. It's fantastic. The original, I did actually geek out late at night. I'm like, I wonder where that original car...
Is it still around?
It is. A lot of that movie, I didn't realize this. Some of it was filmed in Cleveland, or outside of Cleveland, I guess. And then a lot of it was filmed in Canada. So like all the department store, the downtown, a lot of that stuff was filmed in Canada. So they had a 37 Olds that they used for filming, and then when it was done, some guy had it or whatever, and then it got sold. Some guy in Canada owns it now, like in somewhere in Ontario. It's a hot rod.
Oh, really?
The guy it's not chopped up or anything, but it's black. I think it's got like green painted wheels. The guy knows what he has, but it's not an original. It doesn't look anything like it.
Now, I think the taxi cab from Scrooged, it's like a show car. There's like a website that's dedicated to like movie prop cars.
Oh, cool.
And I think that one's still around. And I do believe that the car from It's a Wonderful Life is also still out there.
No kidding.
Yeah, I think so. So I have to look those up, but I'm pretty sure that's the stories I read on both those.
Wouldn't that be cool if you just drive around a movie prop?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, when Point Break came out a couple of years ago, the new Point Break, they were selling some of the Land Cruisers on a prop website, and they didn't go for. They were 70 series Land Cruisers. They'd bust out the windows, put plastic windows in them, but they went for like 12 or 13,000
Not a
US.
lot of money.
No.
Huh.
And I remember watching. I'm like, I mean, this was back when I was really in the mix, like 10 years ago. I probably
Did you bid on them?
No, I probably should have. Looking back, I never would have thought they would have gone that cheap, because now they're $50,000 rigs easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
70 series with the. They were, what do you call that? The Troopy version, so they're the longer wheelbase with more space in the back. Yeah,
actually, kind of a nice model.
It would have been cool. Anyway, all right. Well, I still have no sound modulation because my Amazon device has failed me.
We'll take that up with Mr. Bezos.
Yeah.
You'll be hearing from
Jeffrey. I'm sure he's up in space right now.
Jeffrey Bezos. That's the dumb song. I can't stop.
Oh God,
to that.
I'd not thought about that in a long time. That was such a great special, actually.
It was.
All right, so we'll go to Cars of the Week. Oh, man, Eric, go to the sound effects machine and do the Cars of the Week.
Look at what you chose. Look at what I am.
Yeah.
I am not surprised by this.
Well, you'll be surprised about my how I got there, okay?
For folks who are just tuning in, wonderful. Welcome to the show. But this is the final episode of 2025. And also this is the segment that a lot of folks say they really enjoy, where we pick we stroll through all the different classified ads, all the different marketplaces of the world, and Eric has really gone around the world with this.
Yeah.
And we pick a car that we would want to take home virtually, because we're prudent.
Because we would own this car in our mind, because we know our wives probably wouldn't allow it, and our garage space definitely won't allow it, right, Daryl?
Nope.
Yeah.
Nope.
Do we need another car? I need another car like I need another T-shirt.
So the answer is no.
No.
But what did you pick this week? And I think your travels might have influenced your choice.
They did. Okay, so Daryl, I don't know if you know this or not, but I went to Italy last week, or 2 weeks ago.
I hadn't heard.
Anyway. All right. I reserved a Fiat Panda. I was so dead set on getting into the mountains. I'm like, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get a little manual transmission, and I'm going to go into the website, and I'm going to select my car, and it's going to be a Fiat Panda or similar, is what it said on there. I'm like, okay, well, it says Fiat Panda. I didn't ask for a Toyota Corolla. I asked for a Fiat Panda. And
Doggone it.
So when I arrived at the airport and I walked over to the rental car agency and they hand me a key to a Renault, I was actually silently happy because in the meantime, since I'd made that reservation and flown to Rome, I realized we had a carry-on bag for each of us, a solid bag for each of us, and we packed an extra checked bag. We had about 7 bags.
Will that fit in a Fiat Panda?
With my son and my wife?
Or a Renault Clio?
Likely not. So when they showed me the Clio key and I looked over at the car, I'm like, whew, because the other thing, I rented a 2-door. It said 2-door Panda.
Oh, boy.
It seemed really fun when I was making the reservation.
Yeah.
When they gave me a 4-door car, I never said a word. I was going to be like, oh, I reserved a Panda.
Technically.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So did Aiden, could he exhale and inhale?
Yeah, he was fine. He sat in the front seat the whole time. And we were able to get our bags sideways in the back. And then Angela sat with 2 bags beside her in the passenger seat in the back.
Sorry, Angela.
We took all the space. And as we chewed up countryside, it was the right car for the situation. But I wanted a Fiat Panda. I've been to Europe a couple times, and the Fiat Panda is an iconic little car in Italy. They make them. They made them from the 70s, 80s, all the way up to now. And the new ones are pretty slick. Some of the 90s ones are really cool. They got all kinds of cladding and built-in fog lights and stuff like that.
Are they all four-wheel drive?
No.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, the one I chose here is a 2-wheel drive, which is shocking. I went to Autobella.com. I'm like, I'm going to find a Fiat Panda at Autobella, which is a website I went to in the past. I Googled the heck out of it. Autobella is like a parts website in England for getting Italian parts, but I must have maybe Autobella's beautiful car. I cannot find it. So anyway, I panicked, Daryl. But I knew one place that will ship a car anywhere in the world. That's carfromjapan.com. You go to Car From Japan, you can find just about anything that's ever traveled the roads in Japan. And guess what? There's a 1989 Fiat Panda 2-wheel drive with a manual trans. This was my one thing. If I can't get a 4-wheel drive, I'm at least getting the manual trans.
Fair enough.
They had a couple. It's funny because if you go with an automatic, you're actually paying less money for the Fiat Panda in an automatic. But you get this one in a manual transmission, you're going to pay more money. So
Interesting.
I got a stick. It's a lovely color. It's kind of a cinnamon milk thing, and some of the panels are more faded to others. I'm not sure if that's just normal with Italian workmanship or if that's
Just put some armor roll on it. You're fine.
Might be a battle wound from a roundabout in Pescara. It's hard to say. I know one thing. When we were in the mountains and we were cruising from, when we were going from Sulmona up to L'Aquila, I passed a couple of these old ones on the road, and there were some old people driving them.
Yeah.
And you saw the pictures I took.
Okay, so Eric's being modest. Eric takes really good pictures. And
I filter them. That's what.
Well, but it works. You sent, and you had like a little album of pandas in the wild, basically, and some of them are great. Like you could do a coffee table book.
Yeah, they
seriously.
were fun. I had similar experience in Mexico with beetles. Just you could find them just rough little cars. Because people are like, why taking a picture of that? And I'm like,
yeah,
it's awesome. It's an honest car in an honest surrounding. It's a driven car. To me, that's more fun than going to a car show and seeing when it's all polished up.
See like a Porsche.
Yeah, I want to see steel wheels that got orange rust glaze all over them, right?
Heck yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, I saw these cars driving the road, and I saw just old geezers driving them, and we were passing them at 50 kilometers per hour while these guys are going up mountain roads in their 4-speed manuals, likely tiny little cars. So much fun. This one's going on Car From Japan for $8,897. That's shipped to Baltimore, and I think that includes taxes too. I did show this car to my wife, and she told me that we could probably fix our deck for that much, and so I'm probably not going to get that.
Well, I saw some lumber again when I pulled up, so I think I know the answer to that question.
Yes, my Fiat Panda will be on the back porch in the form of synthetic wood.
I guess that's the gift that keeps on giving,
Yeah,
Clark.
I don't. Getting back to the original car, the Clio, however you say it, the Renault. There is just something fun about driving a little car with a manual trans. I don't care what it is.
Yeah.
We had the windows down. A lot of time when we were driving, like in Rome, I had the window down. Probably not the safest thing to do in a city like that, to drive with the window down, but it was November. It wasn't tourist season. But I just, window down, second gear, third gear,
Just cruising.
doing the roundabouts.
Yeah.
Fun. And the automatic transmission in these new cars, I get it. I understand. But the fact that people don't understand how much fun a car can be to drive and don't appreciate small cars like this,
Yeah.
it's a shame. Maybe next episode we can talk more about, I heard they're thinking about making key trucks in the United States and making them available to be sold here.
Good point. I had several people reach out about that and just wanted to kind of talk and explore it. I think that'd be a good topic.
Yeah, absolutely. I won't get into it now, but that would be the same thing. I think you could have a passionate relationship with a manual transmission in a key truck.
Yeah. As long as you weren't having to climb a mountain, maybe.
Anyway, that's my car of the week. I didn't get it, but I wanted it.
Fantastic choice, my friend. And I'll wait for that coffee table book in 2026.
All right, I'll get right on that.
Get more pictures when you go back over in March and just add to it. Pre-orders on sale now.
There you go. Eric's pictures of old cars in other parts of the world, right?
Honest cars. I like it. I like it. Well, I did find, for my pick of the car of the week, I found what I would consider an honest car, but it's an old-timey one.
This is a dandy, I would say.
It is.
Look at the paint.
It's a 1927 Pierce Arrow Series 80 coupe with a rumble seat. And for those who aren't super familiar, Pierce Arrow was one of the, I'd say, a premier motor car back then. I mean, people think of Packards, people think of Studebakers, or they think of Hudsons. This would have been on par, maybe a little cut above. Pierce Arrow was out of Buffalo, New York. And when you think of Buffalo, you think of hardy, sturdy people weathering a lot of bad winter weather. Yeah. And these cars were built for those climates as well as people with means. They wanted a sturdy car with a big motor, something that was, built very, very well. And you can always tell if you look at old pictures of cars, it's really hard, even for car people. You'll see like an old 20s photo. Mm-hmm. Here's my great-great-grandma. And it's, blowing on the fender of a car. What car was this? You're like, I don't know, man. They all like 20s, 30s cars. They all look the same, unless you see like the Ford boat, the blue oval or like the Chevy bow tie or something. The Pierce Arrows always looked very unique because they had these fender-mounted like trumpety, bug-eyed lights.
It's absolutely opposite of aerodynamics. I was looking. I was admiring the fact that they actually made this car backwards in some ways, because the windshield looks like it just grabs air. The headlights grab air.
It's like a 90-degree windshield. Yeah, these cars were just built to just kind of own the road. They didn't care about, I don't want to say styling. Styling, they're very unique. In fact, if you actually look up a Pierce Arrow Silver Arrow from 1933, that car was all over the Chicago World's Fair at that time. Streamlined. Absolutely iconic, beautiful. They made like 9 of them. But these were actually, before that time, very, very expensive cars. I believe this one was either a big 6 or a straight 8. The car here in question is kind of a grayish off-white color, black fenders with red pinstripe wheels, and a nice little rumble seat. Good size car, way bigger than a Model A. And this actually had aluminum body panels, which is kind of unique for that time period.
I wonder what that milling process was like, or smelting process was for aluminum back then.
Yeah, I'd be curious too, and curious how that holds up, because everyone's like, oh, aluminum doesn't rust. It corrodes.
No, it pits. Yeah, it will.
And so one of these things, if it wasn't well cared for or didn't have good storage over the years, I'm curious how much filler's in it. But this looks like a really nicely restored car. It is currently in Marion, Iowa, which is the hometown of...
It's not, no.
John Wayne.
Oh, geez.
Pilgrim. Yeah. So you could do a little, you could sightsee. You could see where the Duke was from.
I think I pass by it all the time as I go on 80.
Yeah, there's probably signs and stuff,
there is.
like Boyhood
John
Home.
Wayne Museum.
Yeah. But this thing's really pretty. Nice, from the kind of the roaring 20s, a lot of money. Studebaker eventually bought them. Then they sold them. And then after 1933, they kind of fell into... receivership. The interesting piece, though, about Pierce Arrows, if you want to nerd out, Seagrave, they make the fire engines. They made fire engines for like Pierce, Seagrave, and a couple of the other big ones. Seagrave actually bought, the Pierce Arrow had a V12, And it was such a well-built V12 in the 30s that they sold the rights to that motor, and Seagrave built that thing, I want to say like into the 70s or something. They actually ran that same motor in a lot of their bigger gas-powered fire apparatus. So Pierce Arrow did get to live on, at least in some way, shape, or form, well beyond their automaker days. Neat cars. If you ever see one at a car show or a museum, check them out. They are something very special.
I want to know what's up with the guy's roof.
On the house?
Yeah.
Looks like old skylights that were patched. So we're looking at a screenshot from the ad here, and I just noticed this as well. Eric pointed out this guy's got some roof problems on the house.
He does. He needs his $48,000. I mean, a roof nowadays that looks like a good $30,000 roof he's got there.
At least a $30K roof.
Yeah, he needs that money. Anyway.
Doesn't it look like a? Oh, you know what? Are they old solar panels that were taken down?
Oh, maybe something like that. Something weird's going on up there. We'll share the picture on the.
Do a home inspection.
Yeah, exactly. So it begs the question. I would love to see a Fiat Panda.
Yeah.
From 1989 parked up against this thing, because I'm going to guess you could get two Pandas in line.
Probably.
Right next to this thing.
Yeah, probably. And I bet you the horsepower is probably about the same.
I'll bet the 0 to 60 time is about the same, too.
Yeah. You could probably put a Panda in the rumble seat of the Pierce Arrow and just,
Oh, man.
That's your recovery vehicle in case you get stuck, because, they're...
Yeah,
the Pandas being a 4x4 in some cases.
Yeah, not this one, but yeah, I didn't actually by getting a 2-wheel drive. Is it rear wheel drive or front wheel drive? I assume it's front wheel.
I would too,
but it's an '89, and you never know. I would guess it is though.
Hard to say.
Yeah.
I'm going to do some research because I do like the looks of them. And some of the Citroens that I saw over in Europe this past year. The body cladding, just a little bit of a lift on like an aggressive hatch.
Yeah.
There's something to that.
Oh, there's a couple like off-road ones I saw out in the country, and I'm like, I can't stop to take a picture of every one of them, especially the ones in town. There's like a beauty to it.
Yeah,
yeah. The ones that are sitting in a parking lot next to another car, it's not worth taking the picture.
Here we see David Attenborough. Here we see the wild Fiat Panda in its natural habitat,
next to a garbage heap in Naples,
next to a dustbin, half filled with half-eaten pizza.
Oh yeah. I tell you what.
Good times, man. Hey.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we're 90 minutes into this. If you had 90 minutes of pre-show, you've had 3 hours in December with Eric and Daryl. How'd that feel?
Hopefully it felt as good for you as it did for us.
Yeah, hopefully better. Our wives said they had to stick with us for 3 hours straight.
Although we did the Spotify Wrapped, and it looked like that episode at 100 with our respective wives.
Everybody liked it.
Seemed to do, performance-wise, pretty
Your
good.
wife will listen, and she will hear that. My wife will not, so... Yeah, we don't have to worry. It'll be episode 200 before the back. Remember that.
The public demands more.
93 episodes, and you got it, okay? All right. Well, again, like we said in the pre-show, your time is valuable. We appreciate you spending it with us. Thank you so much for everything over the last year. We hope you've enjoyed yourself, and I hope you love talking about cars as much as we do. We have a great time doing this, and I hope you have a Merry Christmas and you get everything you ever dreamed of.
Here, here. Enjoy yourselves. Be well. Spend that time with family. Spend a couple bucks on them. Come on. You don't have to get them in the words of Scrooge, don't get them the bath towel.
But what if they're into boats, Daryl?
Get them what was it in Scrooged? It was the bath towel or the VCR?
The VCR.
Yeah, get them the VCR. Don't get them the bath towel again. Come on.
Yeah. Watch Scrooge, too. If you haven't done it, watch some of those Christmas movies. And I may have to watch Gremlins. I'll bet I could trick my wife into watching it.
All right. I'll see if I can put it on the TV and just see what she says.
Yeah. We'll get out the Christmas... maybe we'll do the Serrano ham and cut ham and watch Gremlins. That'd be fun.
Delicious. Sounds like a fun evening by the fire.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you in 2026.
Take care.